Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome once again to your English grammar class. I'm your grammar teacher, and today in this video I'll be teaching you one more important section of writing part of English language, that is message writing. So without wasting time, let's get started. In message writing, our main focus today will be on these key points, and they are: what is a message, what is the purpose of writing a message, and which points which we need to remember for writing a good message, and above all, format of writing a message. We'll discuss these things in today's lecture. First of all, let's start with message. What is message writing, or what is a message? A message or message writing is a short piece of writing which is written from one person to another person when one of them is unavailable for some reason. That means it is written by one person for another person when they cannot meet in person or personally. Alright? Sometimes the medium of message is telephonic. So, if the person for whom the message is meant is not available, then someone else receives the message and conveys it to the other in written format. That means if some person receives a message for some another person, he can write a message for him. So message can be written based on a telephonic conversation also. Fine. After that, I will tell you the purpose of writing messages. Why do we write messages? Messages are usually written for different purposes. Like, messages are written to request someone to do some work. They are also written to give some important information about something. And they are also written to give some sort of explanation about something. These are the purposes of writing message. Then there are some important points which we need to remember for writing a good message. Number one is that a message should be enclosed. It should be written within a box. And it should be in a proper format, which is the most important point. The format should be followed properly. And the word limit of a message should be strictly 50 words only. That means it should not exceed 50 words. It should be as short as possible. And one more thing is that it can be both formal and informal. That means messages can be both formal as well as informal. Fine. There are some other points which a message writing include, and they are only the main points should be written in the message. That means our focus should be on the vital points only. Information should be as accurate as possible, as we already discussed. That means there should be no unnecessary discussions, unnecessary long sentences there in the message. Message should be to the point. Since it is the interpretation of the information, so no deep details needed. That means we don't need to go deep. We have to write the important and to the point things in the message. Message can also be based on any announcement or written notes. As I said, it can be based on telephonic conversation. It can also be based on any announcement or written notes also. These were some points which we should keep in mind while writing a message. Fine. After that, we'll move towards the format of a message, which is the most important thing here. And format of a message begins with the heading. Heading is the important thing, and it should be written in the middle of the page. And since it is the important part of the message, it should be written in bold and capitals. It is written in bold and capitals in order to catch the attention of the person, of the reader, for which the message is drafted. You can notice here I have highlighted the important points so that you can focus on these points while writing a message. So heading should be written in the middle, and it should be written in the bold and capital letters in order to make it catchy, in order to catch the attention of the person for whom the message is drafted. Then comes the date. Second thing is date, and it is written on the left hand side of the page. It should be written in expanded form. Expanded form means that if today's date is 25th December 2020, it should be written like this. No dashes, no slashes should be used. Again, I'll repeat, date is written on the left hand side of the page and it should be written in expanded form. After that comes the time. Third thing, time can be written both on the left as well as on the right side of the page. But usually we write it on the left side. If we write it on the right side of the page, that will show the wise usage of space. But preferably we write it on the left side of the message. After time comes the salutation. Salutation, as you already know, means the greeting. Greetings for the person for whom the message is written. Before writing the main content, that is the body of the message, it is important to address the reader. It also helps us in avoiding ambiguity and appears to be polite. Ambiguity means it helps us to clear confusion, it helps us in avoiding double meaning, and it also appears polite. Salutation helps in avoiding confusion and it appears to be polite. As you know, the salutations are the words like dear mom, dear dad, and it depends upon the reader for whom the message is written. Alright, after salutation comes the main part of the message, that is body. Since the body is the main content of the message, wherein we provide all the information that needs to be conveyed, that means the important information only, to the person who you are unable to contact or connect, it is important to stick only to vital information and keep the body of the message short, which I have already told you, and you should also avoid using long sentences in the body. After the body comes the last part of the message, that is the name of the sender. Once you are done with the body of the message, you should mention your name if you are the sender. But if the name of the sender is given in the question, that should also be written on the left hand side of the page. And this will help us, or this will help the reader to identify the person who has written the message. This is the last part of the message. So in this video, I taught you about message. What is a message? What points we should remember while writing a message? And I also taught you the format of message. In our next lecture, we'll be learning more about message writing. With this, our today's lecture comes to an end. See you next time. Till then, take good care of yourself. Fi amanillah.